MP3 is the group for you. Hi, my name is Jamisha Salette. I wanted to talk with you about our upcoming program that we're going to have. It's going to be all about women, just like our website, and it will be called Divine Destiny. It's a spinoff of our newsletter. I wanted to bring Chastity in. She's also a core member, just to ask her as a woman, what is it that she would like to see? Too oftentimes we see these talk shows that are talking about different actors and the entertainers and basically dirty laundry. And we don't want to discuss that. None of those things are edifying us as women of God, as Christians, males and females watch it. And we just want to be able to bring you something that will edify you, that will cause a change in your life, that will cause you to just feel better than you did before you logged on. So Chastity, what is it that you would like to see?
Me personally, I would like to see young women and young men be seen a more positive image, whether it's the clothes they wear or just their whole attitude and their mentality when it comes to life itself. When you see them on TV, you know, they paint a picture of what young women and men should be, but it's not. And kids, you know, they influence a lot of kids when they're watching TV. So young women and men watching this feel as if that's the way they should go in order to be successful, make it in the business, and that's not their only option. And they need to be they need to be made aware of the fact that there's a different route that they can go and presenting themselves. You know, because the other week I was talking to my niece who's in college, and of course when you go off to college, it's new people, new things, new trends, and you want to be able to fit in, especially when you're new to the campus. And I just had to discuss with her and let her know that you have to be careful of the things that you say, you do, and you wear, because people are watching you. And if they're jealous of you, if they're envious of you, they're going to use every little thing you say or do or wear to bring you down and to hurt you. And I just had to let her know it's okay to have fun while you're in college and cherish every moment while you're there. But some things need to be left in the room. And I just made her aware of the fact that whatever you decide your career will be, make sure you're a representation of that, because a lot of people don't know that when you go on MySpace and Facebook, you have employers that will look into things like that and make sure that whoever I'm hiring, it will represent my company. And to go on Facebook and MySpace and see your employee have dress, whatever it may be, you know, it says a lot about you and your company and what you represent. And that's not what they want to see. So I just tell her to be very conscious of, you know, your attitude, what you wear, what you do, even the places that you visit. And you know, it comes a time when you have to separate yourself from those things if you plan on making it in the world. But more importantly to me is that you do it with a positive image. And I always go back to a phrase my mom used, you know, be an image setter, and be a positive image setter for those women and those young women and young men that are watching you.
I know one of the things growing up for me is my mother used to always say, leave something to the imagination. That a man shouldn't look at you and see everything or see things that only your husband should see. I have been told several times that I'm too conservative. But me personally, if that's what you want to call it, that's definitely what I prefer. I would have to say that some of the young men and definitely some of the young women that I've seen, I would definitely agree that's a topic that we would need to discuss, that we should discuss. I have a daughter, you have a daughter, and we know plenty of people with daughters, and we have sisters in Christ, and a lot of the young women are coming up, and we have to be that example. You know, we're going to be setting the example for them. One of the ladies here locally in Fort Myers, Minister Tashika Perry, she has Crowning Daughters, and one of the logos or the slogans that she has is modest is hottest. And I love that, because a lot of young women feel that they have to show everything in order to be quote unquote hot, you know, but it's hot when you're covered up and you can still look good, you know, you can still have a form of sex appeal and be feminine, should I say, but at the same time, you're not exposing yourself, and you're not, everything's super tight, and I would agree. That's definitely something that we need to talk about. Anything else?
I think as women that, especially in the church, because the elders of the church, when it comes to the women, are supposed to speak into the lives of the younger women. And I find that that's not something that's, taken seriously this day and age. And my mother and I was having a discussion the other day about this, and how, because a lot of churches have become so lax in their attire, that when the young ladies do come to church dressed inappropriately, the elders don't address that issue with them. So because it's not being addressed, the young ladies feel as if it's okay to come to church in that manner. And granted, God did say come as you are, but at the same time, there's a difference between coming as you are and intentionally coming to church.
Right, when you have something else that you can wear.
With that particular type of attire. And it causes a distraction, in the church, especially if you have both young women and young men in the church. It's a distraction to the young men for the young ladies to come to church dressed in that manner. And not only that, for the young men, for some of them that come to church dressed, sagging pants, whatever it may be, that's a distraction as well. And in my personal opinion, it's like you're being disrespectful, to the house of God. Not only that, to the pastoral staff and the members of the church, because you're fully aware of what you're putting on in the morning before you come to church. And if that's all you have, don't be ashamed to come, and talk to someone. Let them know, okay, well, I'm trying to change my life. This is what I used to be. I want to be something totally different. How do I go about doing that? So what I wear is a representation of who I'm trying to be.
The only thing I found in that is that a lot of young women, when they come, some of them, because they don't know Christ or haven't been exposed, they think it's okay. You know what I mean? And God forbid, they may have seen some of the other young ladies dressing like that. They've not been addressed, so they feel like it's okay. But when they come in, it's like a very hairy line, because you don't want to push them away, but at the same time, you want, wanting to acknowledge it, or at some point, hope and pray that God will deal with their heart, and there will be a conviction that it will cause them to change. And I think that that's why it's important as women, more mature women in God, that we kind of love on them, not just in the body, but take them out to lunch, take them to breakfast, spend that quality time, see where they are truly, see what they really desire to be. Maybe that is all they have, and just say, I bet you will look cute in something like this. It's a way that we can go about it, because it's one of the things I've always been taught and see is that the pastors can't do everything. And some people are a little leery about going to the pastors, because it's like they're like, the top authority, and it's like some people are very intimidated. But we as the body, the same as we can't expect the pastors to draw everyone to the ministry, that's our job too. And it's the same thing when we love on the younger women and kind of take that burden off, and love on them, and just, be that representation of Christ for them. And they want to change, because a lot of times the young women are sitting out and they're admiring us, and we have no idea. One of the things that Cheryl always says is that, would you want to be a mentor or influencer? And I chose influencer, because as an influencer, the way I walk, the way I talk, the way I carry myself, I'm influencing people that have no clue. No different than, the artists. They have no idea the millions of people that they're touching. And that's what I hope, that we as Christians, that just by us being online, that some young woman will watch and say, wow, I really don't need to wear